boom, bam, bam, boom. Welcome to another episode, Industrial Strength Dopeness. You know what I'm saying? We just got to keep everything all the way at the highest maximum degree of dopeness. You know what I mean? Conversation, energy, purpose, intention. That's how we move. The circles we move in, that's the highest of the highest levels, right? Industrial strength dopeness. And today, we got a lyrical genius, an entrepreneurial pioneer in this hip hop game, a dude that knows a lot of people that you want to know or need to get to know. You know what I'm saying? Somebody out here that you should know. If you haven't heard of him, check the music, check the movies, check the movement, buy the coins, get the vinyl, everything this brother does right here. He stays focused, stays inspiring people around him, uplifting people around him. We got to champion people like this and, keep this energy alive, man. So welcome, Cornbread of Kaliwild.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thanks for
Applause.
having me, Big Business Wade.
Yep, big business. And, here on Industrial Strength Openness, we like to do things a certain way and we kick the interviews off in a certain way with the same question for everyone. And that question is, if you made a song about your morning this morning, what would the title of the song be?
This morning,
This morning, got in the
you
studio,
know what?
got Dr. Dre
It's
on the
gonna be
boards.
it's gonna be X-rated. It's
Oh,
gonna be
well, you're going to fit right
you
into
know
the
what I'm
pop
saying.
culture, man, landscape right now. You're going to be good.
The name of the song will be called "Getting It In."
Getting it in. So, getting it in. I can hear
Yes.
it already.
Oh yeah.
So how it works on Industrial Strength Dopeness, my brother, is now that we've identified the title of the song, Getting It In, if
Mm-hmm.
you can organically, very smoothly, naturally, not just say it, but if you can organically slide it into a sentence during the interview, then every time you do it, we'll donate 1% of the monetization from this video to one of your favorite charities. Right? So
We finna
boom.
be getting it in the whole
But
time.
you can't just say it. And we're gonna cap it at 10. This is gonna be
Got
the
you.
episode where we establish the official cap. Episode 2. We're capping at 10. I want to cap at 20, but let's see how everything works. And ultimately, I mean, full transparency, I'm inspired by people who show me that it's actually possible to where we can make plays big enough to make enough money to where we give 90% away and keep 10%, and our
Nice.
10% is still humongous and chunky. And that's the impact theory, essentially. It's like the highest level of impact transactions. So
Okay.
that's what I wish, man. So I wanted to kick this thing off, man, and just set the tone a little bit and talk about some hip hop, because I got you on here. I feel like you're a hip hop aficionado, so it's a perfect chance to talk some hip hop and some other things, but I definitely want to dive into that. And I was thinking, as a lyricist, speaking to a lyricist, right? One of the
Mm-hmm.
things that's always inspired me and something I've worked hard at developing, since the beginning, and something I've had a natural gift for, is breath control when performing. So
Mm.
if you had to name, let's say, top 3 rappers with the best breath control performing, lyricists, right? Who you think got that?
I'm gonna say Big Daddy Kane because
Ooh.
seeing Big Daddy Kane on the verses and then just seeing him perform, Big Daddy Kane definitely got that breath control down. To this
Big Daddy
day,
Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, he Big Daddy. Okay, so we put him up there. Who else? We got 2 more.
Big Daddy Kane is number one.
Okay, we going
I'm
in
gonna say
order.
KRS One.
Okay,
KRS.
KRS. Okay.
KRS got that breath control down. And number three, man, performing live. Let's see who got it.
I mean, how important is it to
I don't
you
know.
as a lyricist to, when you see someone perform, to hear every nuance of the details of the lyrics enunciated, and properly vocalized? Is it important to you, or do you not care? Is it just a vibe? How do you feel
It
about
is
that?
important for me. I mean, it is important. There's been a few times I've been up there running out of breath, so I get it. You know what I'm
Well, I know
saying?
you
And
performing
I
in stadiums and all that in Hamburg, Germany, and I know how you be doing it,
yeah.
man.
So it is important to have that breath control because people come out to see you. They want to see that live. You know what I'm saying? You want to be just half-assed with the lyrics and right. You don't want to do that. You know what I mean? You want to bring that experience to whoever's coming to support you. So I think it's pretty important to me, and not rap over your track either. It's like, come on.
Okay, I feel you on that. It does take away personally to me. I understand it's an aesthetic. Everybody got their own choice, to each his own and all that. But I agree, it does take away from the feeling of it to me. Speaking of KRS-One, you brought him up a minute ago. What's it like, you know, being a young homie, listening to Boogie Down Productions, this, that, and the thing, rest in peace, Skylar Rock, and seeing KRS come up to be who he is and became, and then you are now rapping alongside him, just freestyling, chilling in a beautiful moment that I saw on Instagram. What was that feeling like?
Oh man, it was. You know what? It's full circle for me because way back in the day, I met KRS in San Francisco, and taking it back, KRS is actually, he's one of my favorites. You know what I mean? He's up there. So I've always wanted to, reach out and touch that brother or impress him. You know what I mean? So fast forward to that situation that happened the other week, man. It was great, man. It was just being in my man's presence and then being accepted like that it felt real good. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like that. Well, congratulations on that, man. I definitely see you. And just in the spur of the moment, just on some inspiration, stream of thought, just got to thinking about some other hip hop legends named Wu-Tang Clan, who got a great song out there called Cash Rules Everything Around Me, right? And in a
Hmm.
capitalistic society where currency is the royalty, you know, you went and developed a coin, a physical piece of currency memorabilia that connects to your music and your movement. It's very unique, very forward thinking, progressive. I'm sure gets you in a lot of doors and opens a lot of conversations. I was really impressed
Word.
by the quality of it when I saw it when we met. Can you talk about your inspiration for developing this coin and where it is now and where you see it going?
The inspiration, this for me was like about, I want to say about 3 years ago. Me and a friend of mine who's actually a drummer, we were talking about, the state of music at that time. And I was thinking like, back in the 90s, we was moving them CDs and this, that, and the third. And today it's all digital. You just on your phone or whatever. So with this particular person, I always be talking about money and, currency and stuff like that. So in my head, I'm thinking like, well, damn, in the years to come, physical money is gonna fade away. So I'm like, damn, I need something that's gonna embody the old stuff and the new stuff and bring the older and the younger generations together. And then I just thought about the coins. At first, I had Zippos, so I still do Zippos.
Mm,
And then from the Zippos, I was like, man, I just might as well just go do my own coin.
right,
So
that
then me
makes
and
sense.
another one of my homies, we just got together, started making little prototypes. I came with this one, and we've been riding with it ever since. And yeah, I go state to state, slanging them. People are buying them, and it's taking off pretty good.
Top of your head, what's one or some of the most memorable reactions that you've gotten from the coin showing it to someone?
Most memorable, actually, in San Diego. I just recently did a show in San Diego, and this cat from New York looked at it like, oh, shit, what? He was just so hyped, came out his pocket and bought it right there on the spot.
He from the capital of capitalism. Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, so he smiled and said, "Man, I love this, man," and just without hesitation, just bought one. So I was like, "Okay, word." So that's the most
Yeah.
memorable one right there.
Speaking of memorable, because the coins are memorabilia and they preserve legacy. Shout out to you for preserving legacy in this hip hop and in this life. And that's part of. I feel like what our purpose is to help preserve, right? And so it could be there for others to see, set the example for, leave for our children, children's children, etc. Right? That's the whole thing. Just like a coin, at this point, like you said, everything is so digital that now a vinyl has become a piece of memorabilia, a collector's item, something special, an add-on.
Right.
You're one of the fewer artists. There's definitely artists out there now more doing it. I understand it's on the comeback. The younger kids, my daughter loves vinyl. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, so I get it, right? But you don't see everybody out there swinging the vinyls, even though it's kind of on the comeback up, on the rise, people would say, right? And you out there really pushing the vinyls heavy. Like you got the vinyls heavy, like you out the trunk in the Chevy, right? Just pulling up at the spot. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, and that's
Bam.
inspiring. Yeah. So can you tell me like your motivation for, because that's a lot of effort, right? So like what's the
Yeah.
drive behind that?
I gotta credit the Bay Area, man. That Bay Area hustle. I was around that all the '90s, and it's still in me. So I ain't reinventing the wheel. I'm just doing what I seen done before me, and
Yeah,
being
shout out.
done while I was right there. So I actually was pressing up records back in like 98, 99.
That's
Just go hit
beautiful.
out there, boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Shout out the
So
Bay
ain't nothing
Area. I'm
really
in San
changed. Still doing
Francisco
the
right
same
now.
thing. Was that?
Shout out the Bay Area. I'm in San Francisco right now. So, we kicking this thing
Shout
off.
out to
Just,
Lakeview. Yeah.
yeah, all that, man. Rest in peace, Phil Jackson. I got my homie right here, my big homie on my shoulder right here.
What do you think about
The Bay Area is special.
Absolutely.
Definitely innovators, technological and entrepreneurial, with the hustle, with the independence. So I can see how you got that from there.
Yeah, that's I gotta say, man, I got my game from there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time out there, Oakland, San Francisco, that's where I got the game from. And I just transferred, some of the stuff that I seen some of the cats doing to music. You know what I'm saying? And just same hustle. So enough respect to all them cats out there. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love that you gave that credit, where the credit was due. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. I feel like another highlight as I was looking into some of your work is the Sway interview. I saw you on Sway. Shout out to Sway. I haven't seen him in years. Big
Yeah, shout out
homie.
to
Much
Sway.
love. And, him in the history of the Wake Up Show and lyricists, essentially it being a rite of passage for lyricists to rap on his show, right? And did you feel that way? That it was like a checkpoint in a sense?
Yes and no, because I've known him since I was about 17 years old.
Oh, so you had the cheat
You know
codes.
what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah, so I kind of was like in the shadows. They had already started doing their thing, but I was kind of like in the shadows of it. You know what I mean? And man, it was a dope time because I got to you just feel all that energy, and it was just words can't really explain it, but it was something that I was like, okay, I got to show and prove. So it felt good to rhyme on the wake up show. Then I had to step back and say, all right, I got to master my craft real well before I come back again. And then around that same time is when I met my brother Jay Deuce, who was actually coming up with Mad Lib and Ono and all those guys. So he moved up to the Bay. We all formed a group. I went down to Oxnard and met the whole 805 cats from Can Kick to Declaim, all of them, you know what I'm saying? And so then that's when it just kind of, that's the Kaliwild thing formed like that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, with Mad Lib's little brother, me, Ono, and Jay, this dude named Sean Biggs, we just started just making music, just knocking out joints. And then everything just kind of formed from that, you know what I mean? So,
That's dope. Shout out 805, man. You know what I mean? Everybody out there.
oh yeah,
A lot of great talent out there. Yeah, a lot of great talent out there. Or from
yeah,
out there.
Anderson Pack,
Yeah, Mad.
Mad Lib, Ono, yeah, man, Can Kick.
Yeah, much love to Mad Lib and his family. I hope they build back stronger than
Oh
ever.
yeah,
You know what? I was thinking too. You inspire me in real life, and I feel like it's a good jewel to drop. Something we could drop right now is a jewel. And I saw you drive essentially 20 hours, right, to be a part of a moment
oh
in
yeah,
time, right? So I saw you drive 20 to be a part of a monumental moment in time, and you played a small part in this monumental moment, but it was pivotal, right? You were completely selfless, egoless, right? And you got yourself in the mix of something great. And a lot of artists will not go down the street sometimes, right?
right.
To make a move, to take a shot, to take a chance, to just push something forward, right? To be a part of something. It doesn't always have to be all about you, right? And so I was inspired by that. And how important do you think that is for any artist, but especially young artists coming up, that willingness to go the distance, so to speak, you know what I mean? Like to really go however far you need to go to get where you need to get. Not be lazy, not be selfish, not have ego. Just make the moves and connect the
It,
dots.
it's very important. I'm not where I want to be yet still. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're not willing to grow and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? That's in life. You know what I
Mm.
mean? That's very important. I've been doing that since I was 17 on my own, doing shows. I remember on my 25th birthday, hopped on a bus from Oakland, went down to, I think it was Ventura or something like that, to do a show with the Alcoholics. At least I thought we were doing that. Show didn't go down. I hopped back on that bus and went back home the next day. You know what I'm saying? On my 25th birthday. So it's stuff like that. I've been doing it and I'm going to continue to do it. You know what I mean? If you give me the call and you happen to be in Miami, you know what I'm saying? And I got my family together, I'll meet you in Miami. I'm willing to do that. And artists, young artists, you have to be willing to do that. You can't get lazy. You can't think that, you know, people like me or whatever, so they got to come to me. Nah, you can't think like that. Well, if you can, if you do, then you're only gonna go so far. You know, so you shouldn't stunt your growth by thinking that you're bigger than what you really are. And this whole thing is bigger than us. We're a part of the culture. So I'm just contributing to the culture. Like, and this is why I did this. This is one of my contributions. I'm always gonna do music, but I want to definitely do something solid and something that people can remember me for. And this is just one of many things that I have coming that's for the culture of hip hop.
I like that. And you know what's interesting? In the moment, I realized too that if you keep that energy that we were just talking about in terms of doing what you got to do and making things happen and not having that ego that holds you back and all these things, right? You can actually carry that energy over when you do hopefully make it all the way as big as you could possibly make it, right? And then if you still have that energy with people around you, people will love you, respect you, and cherish you even more. You know what I'm saying? Because this big star is just willing to just hop on and just hold the boom mic for me on my shit. It's like whatever, right? Like I'm down to play a part. I want to see your dreams come true. Come on, what you need? You need that? All right, come on, let's go shoot.
Right.
Whatever it is, right?
Yeah, saying that, I got to big up Sway for that because that's the kind of brother he is. You know what I mean? I've been around him since, the progression of what he's been doing. He's still the same cat. He's still the same real dude. You know what I mean? So having people like him and different people around me keeps me grounded. It keeps me from thinking that I'm bigger than what I am just because of, something I may have accomplished or may have done, you know.
I can see
So
that.
big
That
up to
makes
Sway.
sense. Yeah, big up to Sway, and on that triple up, big up to Sway, big up Fidel Rodriguez, who introduced me to Sway,
Word.
and big homie, comrade, brother, spiritual elder, and anybody out there that's really helping people keep spiritually healthy. You know, those type of people that keep us spiritually strong. I salute you. So it's a beautiful way. Everything connects. And the dots connect in life, and it's funny how you can trace things back. All the way back to every single move. If this move didn't happen, then that move wouldn't have happened, and that move wouldn't have happened, and so forth to even be here now, right? And so everything connects, and that beautiful cycle of life, it's a really cool thing. I'm curious, have you recorded any music with the producer Day One?
Yes. Um, actually, this album right here, the Natural Intelligence album, he's the one that mixed and mastered this one down.
I bring up Day One, well, if he did that, then I know it's out of here, masterpiece level. So I got to hear that, period.
Word.
And I bring him up because I wanted to segue into producers, and I wanted to do who you feel is like the up and coming people that we should hear and look out for or be up on, and the icons you feel are the reason we're even here or the reason you rap, right? You feel
Word.
me? It's like top three each. Let's do top three up and coming. I mean, who you feeling out here right now? Like especially on the West. Let's say West Coast, right? For the newcomers.
On the West Coast, up and coming producers, I can't really answer that question because, like,
So we're
lately I
gonna
just
broaden
been
the
locked
base.
into the,
We're gonna broaden the base.
yeah,
We're
I
gonna
just
say
been
day
locked
one.
into the,
We're gonna leave day one out.
right, because I don't think Day One, he's not really up and coming. Hey, Day One is a legend. Day One is
You're
official. You know what I
right.
mean?
He is in the Bentley and all that all the time. Okay.
Yeah, Day One he's official. So
He's
he's not
really
really up
like,
and coming
yeah, you know what I'm
in
saying?
my
Like
eyes.
how wildly disrespectfully, how wildly of me to even consider him up and coming, right? You're right about that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right
Day
about
is
that.
official.
He's
Big up to
yeah,
Day One. He's official.
yeah. We're gonna just let him be Dr. Dre status, kind of what he is. You know what I'm saying? He's very. I really see Day One as like a hip hop Quincy.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get his shine in due time.
Yeah, for
So
real.
in my opinion, he's not up and coming. He's official. It's just a matter of time before the world knows who he is.
I like
So
that, and
big up to
people in the
Day One.
world do know. Yeah, big up today. And okay, so no pressure on that. Actually, we'll skip over the up and comings, but let's talk about legendary producers. Hit me with your top three. It's like you could make an album, your dream album, a trilogy,
Uh,
3 albums. You got 3 producers, one on each album, one fully producing each album. Who's your
this
three
is this,
producers?
well, I mean, Premier off the top. DJ Premier has always been one of my favorite producers. DJ Premier. My brother Notch, peace to Notch too. Notch is a good dude, and for man, his beats to me,
You talking about Knots
I
from
work with
Virginia?
I work with
Shout
Notch a
out,
lot.
yeah, shout out VA man and all that man. Yeah. Pizzo coconuts and
Absolutely.
yeah, what's up?
Actually, yeah, he got a lot of joints on this album and a lot of joints on the Natural Intelligence and Natural Intelligence too. So I work with Knots a lot. And let's see. Damn, it's hard number three because I want to say Madlib. I want to say Oh No. I want to say Can Kick. I want to say JD, J Dilla. Damn, so it's like,
Oh, if we doing Dilla, is that dead or alive? See, I think we're just doing alive.
okay, we'll do a live. Damn.
Physically.
I'm going with my brother Oh No. And it's not just because I know him. It's just since 95, 96, I've seen what he's done. I've heard what he's done. Like a lot of the world hasn't heard a lot of the stuff that I've heard. And then the stuff that people's heard is like he's up there. He's up there to me.
What you call it? The question that everybody really wants to know is the answer that they want to know is what everyone's pondering at this moment. The pontifications that are happening right now is which one of those three producers would produce the Getting It In album? Or I mean, the Getting It In single. Pardon me, the Getting It
Not,
In single. That's on Knots. There it is. Knots
but
Getting It
it's
In.
crazy because me and O got a couple of joints. I got some stuff that's not released, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on here, probably like a month at a time. So I'm gathering all those old EPs and albums that I have that's never been released, and song for song, I'm gonna put that on there. So me and O got some stuff. I got stuff for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff. I got stuff. You know what I mean? That I think might be. It might sound good. It's like wine. It just sounds better. It's not dated. So once I remaster them and stuff like that, it'll be worth checking out. I think. You know what I mean? I got joints with Aloe Black before he hit his stardom. You know what I mean? I got a lot of joints for people, man.
What do you think about the greatest hip hop movies, right? Do you think that era, Beat Street, Wild Style, Crush Groove, all that, and that whole energy, have you seen a hip hop movie that's more current that you would call a classic? Or do you think we can have an era like that again with the hip hop movies running around where
I
it's
I definitely think we can have another era like that because it meant a lot to us back then. The generations of today haven't really felt that type of energy. They don't have movies like that. So it's absolutely needed and I think it'll fit well right now. You know what I'm saying?
like a
So
Disorderlies?
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that, man. It's like everything is cyclical in nature. Everything is circles. So having that come back at this time is perfect. It's perfect.
Speaking of nature, I saw you post something about you are or you become who you're closest to or who's closest to you, something like that, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I feel
Absolutely.
like, yeah, speak on that.
That's a lot of jewels like that. I talk to my children like that all the time. All the time. So and that's really real. You are what you think you become eventually. You know what I'm saying? All of those little sayings, they're very true. And yeah, whoever you hang with, you start to take on some of their habits and some of their tendencies and stuff. So when I met you, it was actually perfect. And the things that you were saying to me let me know that it was right that me and you were in each other's ciphers. You know what I mean? Because you're headed for greatness. I'm headed for greatness.
And
And
we
like you
both know
said,
day
that
one.
energy. And we both know day one, who's already in greatness. You
He's
know
the
what I'm saying?
greatest.
So yeah, you surround yourself with who you want to be like or what you want to be, that energy. It's more than just a person. It's that vibe and that energy that you surround yourself with. So,
Right.
shit. I move around all kinds of people. You know what I'm saying? But I know what to get close, to let close to me and what not to. You know what I'm saying? So
As an artist, do you feel that that affects your music or your creative output? Like, let's per se, if you got the wrong type of people around you, be in the studio, you might be not so focused or thinking about some other shit, or but you got the right people
that
around
don't
you,
affect you.
it don't affect you.
because I'm already in the zone when I go into the studio.
Okay, talk that shit.
I'm already in that zone. I already have my lyrics written. I already have the song in my head. I'm gonna be aware of the elements around me. You know what I mean? Just and that's just growing up. You always got to be
But
around or aware of your surroundings. But
not
I don't think someone's
necessarily
negative
like,
energy in the studio or negative energy that's not gonna affect me.
not necessarily like who's in the studio, but the energy that you brought with you and that you're carrying from hanging around certain people, and then
Mm-hmm.
now you bring that into a space to create, right? Like, I didn't know if that affected you, because it does affect me at times. Like, it's like if I'm, it's like, but then if I'm the right kind of people that just got me feeling free to, and just I'll just be bop 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 bop. It's like, I mean, I understand you could do it in front of anybody, all this, and we all been in them sessions where it's like some random motherfuckers in the session, and it's your homie studio and it's his people, and or whatever,
Yeah,
right? You know what I
popping in
mean?
and out, and yeah,
Yeah, I mean whatever, and I get that, and I think I was just speaking more of like the deeper, energetic level of that jewel, about like the energy you keep around you, because it does affect everything of your home life, the way you communicate with your people, your loved ones, because you
mm-hmm.
might, it's those energies are really real, man. So who you keep around you just is really important, and I resonated with that. So I wanted to bring it up, and I appreciate you reminding me today. If anybody saw it, I saw it, right? Who knows who else saw it, but it hit me. I was like, yeah, you know what? That's some real. That's real
Yeah.
right there.
Well, for me personally, man, once I walk through these doors in my rest, man, I always have things around me to keep me strong. So when I head out that door into the world, I'm already in the zone. I'm already in a type of thinking so that it doesn't matter if I'm around people who's wilding out versus people who's mellow versus whatever. Yeah, I don't let it affect me like that. You know what I mean? I
That's
don't
right.
even, yeah, I'm in my own world, so to speak. I'm not just so consumed with myself to where I'm not able to interact with people, but at the same time, I'm conserving my energy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm protective of my energy too. So
I
and
like
and
that.
I play a lot of chess. I play a lot of chess, so I kind of use my energy in like a chess game with different people. So I kind of recognize, okay, this person is moving like a pawn. You ain't got it up here. You're just going straight forward. Or this person right here is a rook, you know what I mean? Or this person is a knight. I see these persons doing this and doing that for whatever. So I just watch and observe, you know what I
And
mean? And
it's
then
all
get in where I fit
positioning.
in.
It's a positioning and
Yeah,
alignment, because you could utilize a pawn to catch that checkmate. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? So it's like it's all in there. And then how you practice with what you were just saying, to me, that's discipline. And discipline makes things easier. To quote one of my favorite songs on the Dead Prez album, "Let's Get Free," which brings me to this album, right? Speaking of industrial strength dopeness, right?
Word.
That album is the 25th anniversary of Let's Get Free.
Right.
So I feel like I want to make sure we represent for the home team and for the culture by continuing this conversation, by reminding people to go stream, reminding people to go buy merch,
Mm-hmm.
to go to the concerts, to know that the energy's still alive, right? So on the 25th anniversary of Let's Get Free by Dead Prez, can you speak about that album, its impact on you personally, and then what you see how it hit the culture? Like, what's the impact that it had on?
It was speaking to how a lot of us felt at that time. You know what I mean? It's bigger than hip hop. And a lot of people at that time was, a lot of us got knowledge of self and things of that nature, but that right there was just like, man, it was the pulse. They were on the pulse of hip hop at that point.
The
You know
pulse
what
of
I
the
mean?
people.
Pulse of the people, which is hip hop. That album is. Can I show this? Can we hold it back? I love it so much. Bam. You know what I'm saying?
No, show that thing off, man. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I made a
definitely support the
custom.
movement. I love that
Yeah,
album.
let them know we
Um,
cooked that up for the team.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, that record right there is a timeless classic record. That song, you know what I mean? And it's stuff like that's what I do. When I hit the studio or when I'm putting together an album or whatever, in my head I'm keeping an energy and a vibe going, and it's classic and timeless. I want you to be able to throw this on 2035 and still say, yeah, all right, nod your head to it. You know what I mean? The national intelligence joint. You know what I mean? Part two. When you hear part two, it's gonna be like, okay, all right. You know what I mean? 50, you're gonna be knocking it. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do, with the hip hop that I grew up on. I still listen to Cool G rap. I still pull out Large Professor, and you know what I'm saying? I still pull out stuff from back in the day just to listen to it. It was the soundtrack of my life, but it's just the energy is still alive in me. Hip hop is in my DNA, so it's only right that I put out what I like and to keep it growing and festering, I guess, for the lack of a better word.
Mm,
So yeah, that's
mm.
that's what I'm on.
Where would you like to see the culture go right in this moment where we are? And as you're pushing it forward and contributing, and people like minded are as well, it's going to have the random lottery factor of you never know really, which way things go, right? But
Mm-hmm.
there is like the vision of like what could be, right? And so, how do you see
Mm-hmm.
it could be, in this culture of hip hop, which is, pop music now because it's so popular, and then it's rooted in what it's rooted in, and it's been exploited how it's been exploited, and artists
Mm-hmm.
don't get paid at all, and we're right in this landscape, and the physicals almost obsolete completely, and da da da, boom, bam, and so what's your vision in terms of what it could be?
I think now here's what I think. I think hip hop could be what it was, in which what it still is, if that makes sense to you. Meaning we don't really have to go too far out or whatever. We just keep it bit simple like it was in the beginning. It's an expression of who you are as an individual. The individual expresses dopeness lyrically, with fashion, graffiti, all the different elements of hip hop. When that individual can encompass that and take the time that we're living in and express dopeness, that's hip hop. So it's always gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's just I would like to see today's generation take on everything that's around us and then come with some dope fly shit. You know what I mean? And then it's because then that way it's gonna resonate to the old heads and to every generation. We're gonna say, okay, yeah, that's dope. And it may not be what we were accustomed to, but we'll recognize it as being something that's, taking it to the next level. Was adding on. It's all about adding on. So if we adding on properly, we're gonna see it, we're gonna know it, we're gonna feel it, you know? And it's gonna speak to us in the present moment, you know what I'm saying? Which is gonna carry on to the future. Yeah, just express you and be dope doing what you do.
Like that. I like that a lot. And really, that's the pure essence of it. I mean, speaking for myself, hip hop saved my life in a few different ways. And it feels like that term is cliche, right? It's like, oh, hip hop saved my life, right? But
Mm-hmm.
even at the simplest form, right, it helped give me life, right? And without even the escapism of it or the going into, different aspects of how it saved me, but it definitely gave me life in the
Mm-hmm.
sense of when the gift of rhyming struck me, like I didn't even know I could rhyme and all this. And the first shit I wrote, people was like, "What the fuck?" And I was just rapping immediately, and I was immediately, instantly dope. And
Mm-hmm.
even though looking back, it was trash, this and that, but in those moments, right, and in those circles, it was like dope. It gave me self confidence. I never had that, right? I never had self confidence. And so hip
Mm-hmm.
hop in that sense, like it like the spirit of it entering me and being like, boom, you have this gift. God's like, bap, here you go. That right there carried a whole life forward. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's really a magical force that we're out here dealing with, man. Like, and it's a beautiful thing that can, like Kendrick said, it is the most powerful thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is why they use it against us so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the most powerful thing. And so that's a no brainer, right? And so, it yeah, and I really,
And it's crazy because you say the same things that a lot of us say. Hip hop saved my life. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that. A lot of people
exactly.
can feel that because hip hop hip hop helps you to develop who you are. Like you said, it gives you confidence. You can be whoever you want to be in this thing we call hip hop. Now
Because, right,
you
like if
know.
you're, I didn't mean to cut you off. If you're dope,
No, go ahead.
then you're just dope.
There
And
you
that's
go.
it. It's just like skateboarding. And actually, that's one of the main, people don't understand the correlation between hip hop and skateboarding actually has many layers. And one of them is that, right? Where it's universal that no matter who you are, what you look like, where you come from, this, that, and the third, if you fucking dope, that's it. You good, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
even if you're putting effort and got heart, right? There's layers to that, right? There's layers to dope,
Right.
right? But it's like if you just exhibit and it's like, all right, bet. It's like you win, right? And so that's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing right there.
Absolutely. Then it becomes your responsibility to show and prove what this hip hop thing is because you got people watching you. You got a younger generation looking up saying, oh, okay, this is what hip hop is. You know, as we introduce it to more and more people, the younger ones coming up, they want to look and see, why do you guys like this person so much? And blah, blah, blah. They may not understand a Cool G rap, but then they hear Mr. Wade and they're like, okay, okay. You know what I
Bugatti
mean?
Submarine, man. Bugatti Submarine.
Bam! Which you will be doing live at the Master Killer Show March 15th in Santa Ana with the brother Cornbread. Just had to
Oh
say that.
yeah, man. March 15th with Cornbread, Master Killer, Wu-Tang Clan, Bugatti Submarine, Catch Me Live,
I'm gonna get to experience it live. I'm excited about that. You know, it's gonna be
delivering.
recorded too, by the way. So
I'm just delivering the gift. It's not about me. I'm the messenger.
we're all gonna get to see the gift that night. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's run it.